everyone receive is a reflection of us.
There are some topics that we discuss that are pleasant and lovely to hear, and then there are some topics we avoid. Everyone wants to identify the quick fix, the quick transition, the quick movement in manifestations. But we also have to remind ourselves that there are those dark nights of the soul, those healing moments that we transition, for we cannot move forward if we have not healed the areas that we need to. So today I want to talk to you about lust and desire, but not in the way you might think. You see, I've struggled with relationships, I've struggled with love my entire life. One of my many challenges. Those lustful thoughts that you get when you feel alone. But have you ever asked yourself, why do you do it? In a previous one I've said, I like it. I like to do certain things. But have you ever sat down and ask yourself, why? Why do you get that thought? Why do you get that motion to do those sort of things? It's a fascinating question when you can look past the ideological views that people have over it and sit down and identify why it is that you cannot let it go. What are the reasons we want to transition through life, but society knows they cannot get you in certain ways. They cannot trick you to believing something or take something. Your mindset is high, and as we shed those layers, there is always one more. But what if this is the last? The last layer to be shed. For me, I feel that energy that it is, at least for me anyway, maybe for others. Maybe it's a part of us that we don't identify or refuse to acknowledge or talk about because it's so taboo. So let's make a light-hearted approach and take away the burdens of societal views upon it. And let's place a more light-hearted one. For you see, when they say there's plenty of fish in the sea, but when you go fishing, do you leave your line cast out and then cast another and fail to reel it in? So this has dawned on me, this idea, this information that has come to view it in this way. And I think for the masculine man, and possibly for the feminine too, when we cast our line out for specific things or reasons or thoughts or desires or even relationships, when it doesn't work, do you bring yourself back in? Do you reel in your line so that you can cast again? Or do you leave it out there and move on to the other? Well, think about this. What if each one of these lines that you have cast out there, either by a thought or an action, it doesn't matter, are connected to you? So as you go through life, or your romances, or whatever it is, each of these lives or lines are still connected to you. Now they can be past lives, they can be all family lines. Because along the way, people have failed to reel them back in. It's heavy. It holds weight. A sinker, if you will. Some hit a snag and can't be reeled back in. So you have to cut them off. And then you have to add a new weight and cast again. A relining. When you look at it this way, it all starts to make a little bit of sense. Talk about those emotional attachments that we have to past relationships, well, that's because we still have our line cast out. For those that struggle, maybe it is the past lives and past relations that are there because we need to reel them back in and call back our power. So even if we are on our journey of enlightenment, shedding the layers, becoming better human beings, or just more enlightened, more loving, there will always be something that we are challenged with. This may not be one for you. You may be challenged another way. But the concept is the same. Is there something that no matter how hard you try, it always just seems to creep back up on you? No matter which way you look at it, still seems to happen. There are those that say they have to happen, so you have to keep doing it till you get bored and remove it. Or you see a more positive approach. All good reasons. But think of it like this: if you leave your lines out there, then they are susceptible for someone tapping into it, putting something on the end of it that can come back, reeling you back in. Is the fish too big for you? Is it something that no matter how hard you try, you can't reel it back in because it's attached to a bigger fish? Or maybe it's caught. So do this. Next time you have those euphoric moments, next time you have those moments where you're so much energy upon something of elation or happiness, or even just manifestation desire, or channeling or meditation, think of it like this: call back all your lines. Call back your lifelines. And call what you have placed out there to return to you, to its source. For all the thoughts and the energies and the lines you have cast out, have them return to you. And feel it. Feel each one of those thoughts. Visualize all the areas that you have placed these lines that you have forgotten to return back to you, and imagine them spooling back in. And as they come back in, you are reignited with yourself and that energy that you have placed upon the world. We attract what we think, but what if what we think is being sent to us because of the lines we have left out there? The vibrations that come along these lines can be manipulated if we don't bring them back. If we are moving into a new phase, we must be whole, untethered to the outside world. So those moments when we look upon and go, why is it that I can be so profound, so helpful, but yet this is troubling me? These are one of the reasons why. Sometimes it's not that we don't try, it's that we fail to see something that needs to come to our attention. Along our way, along our journey, things happen piece by piece. You can't just drop everything and say, God, I am ready, give me everything. For we will be humbled in a second. So when we learn and we journey, everything is more meaningful and understanding when it comes through to us. We rebuild ourselves step by step, item by item, and we highlight the areas of our life, no matter what. And you never would have thought that a fishing analogy might actually make sense. All these lines cast out upon the ocean of the deep, allowing for manipulation of the mind, thinking, why me? How am I not able to get over this? Well, You can. You are. This is why we help. We are here. Nothing is or should be held behind closed ears. It needs to be healed, but sometimes we don't know why. I found this a fascinating step towards myself overcoming areas of my life that is the last layer to be shed. And when I say that to myself, and I encourage you to say it too, is this the last layer I need to be shed? How does it make you feel? Does it give you those goosebumps, those tingling of there's no more? I have gone through all of the areas of my life that need to be seen, to be healed, to be looked at, and this is the last one. So when I say that to myself, there is no more layers I need to shed. I am moving up. I am filled with joy and greatness. It doesn't mean there's going to be hardships along the way, but it means that all those areas that I had placed my lines, I have brought back with that simple saying, to the lines I have cast out, I now call back to me and return to make me whole. I place my energy upon my heart center as the lines I cast now return to me clean and untainted, unhooked from those that may be placed, and the energy that I give out once more come back to me. And I harness the power inside of me to allow me to grow. For if we don't know that we are tethered to others, then we are giving away our energy to someone or something that may be misusing it. Maybe they don't even know it's there, but that's the thing. If nobody knows what's happening, what's stopping another higher being coming through and going, oh, I see, there's a fishing line here. I'm just going to tap into that energy. Then all of a sudden, your energy always feels drained because it's giving it out, whether it's known thoughts or having them manipulate you so that they can feed upon it. But when you call it back, they can't stop that. They can't override the power of free will and determination. They have to let it go. For if you don't feel that beautiful upliftment of vibration, just imagine a rainbow light shining down upon it, and I can guarantee you they will soon let go. For those entities that do not wish you positive cannot stand the rainbow light. Not here to pick a fight with them. No, I'm just saying, if you are struggling, just imagine that. We are all here to rebuild ourselves and gain back what we have lost, whether we have placed upon it to the world or taken from us. We are what's important, and we are to grow, evolve, so that Mother Nature and all the people upon this earth can evolve with it. It's not been an easy road, but the personal stories that have yet to be heard are going to be worth so much more to listen to understand how things are made, and the respect. Everything will be worth so much more. Not in money, but in meaning. And that temptation and that desire for greed and lust and envy dissipates into the ether as love will shine through, and the seeds from the soil shall grow. And as with that, I leave you with peace and love. Take care.